Hello everyone, I'm Jitender Singh Dahiya. I welcome you to Read My Story, where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and more. Today I have with me Dr. Tarunvir Saini. She has done MA in English, Psychology, Education, Sociology, History, Public Administration, B.Ed, PGDBM, Ph.D. in History, LLB at age of 62. She was an avid learner since childhood and read books of many renowned authors, poets in Hindi, English, and Punjabi. She has a keen interest in sports too and represented her school as a team captain in hockey and football teams in inter-school state, zone, and India levels. She appeared and cleared IAS prelims. After that, she got married to an army officer. Then she realized that she could only follow the profession of a teacher. She worked as a teacher for more than 21 years and principal for 10 years. After retirement, she enrolled for LLB and completed the same at the age of 62 and cleared the Bar Council exam and started practicing with respected High Court of Punjab and Haryana. Today, she will be discussing with us her life journey. So let us hear from her. Welcome, Tarun ma'am. The platform is open and now open to you.
Thank you, Jitender. Thank you, Jitender. First of all, it's a matter of pride for me to be interviewed by one of my own students whom I took around 20 years back. And I'm remembering those days when you people were in 11th and 12th and I used to teach you English. And
Ma'am,
those were the days.
to be precise, 23 years to be exact. And I am privileged to have you here because it is my honor basically to interview my own teacher who have taught me in like 11th and 12th standard and was the prime support to enhance my capabilities in English. That was the time when I started exploring myself and learned how to speak, how to write in English. That was the first time, and really honored to have you here, ma'am. So thank you so much for coming. And I'd like to ask you from your past life, maybe your personal life, I can say, what has affected the person who you wanted to be and what you became?
Teaching, as you have already told, Jitender, was never one of my cup of tea. I never wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah.
That is why when I picked up the job as a teacher, that time I had not done my B.Ed. I did my PGDBM, that is Postgraduate Diploma in Business Management.
Correct.
From Rajendra Prasad Institute. From Chandigarh only. I had a very good offer, job opportunity. Couldn't pick because my husband was in army. So I had to pack my bag, live with him. And in those days, we were paid salary by trained and untrained teachers. So working with those teachers, getting less salary was very bugging.
Correct.
So I thought, let's do B.Ed. So I did my B.Ed. And then I moved to Bangalore. But in Bangalore also, I was never wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
So I appeared for the interview in Kitfly, appeared for the interview in Apples.
Mm-hmm.
Their only condition was that you are a North Indian and the moment your husband is posted out, you will leave this place.
Correct. That is the common problem with the spouse of army of people.
Yeah. So when I was giving interviews there, so one of the principal commented to me and he said that being so highly educated, you will never go beyond primary school. Correct. I said, why? He said, because those days, public administration, I was MA in public administration. Yeah. So he said, public administration is not a school subject. So you never go beyond a primary teacher.
Definitely.
So since I was, you have already commented, I was an ardent reader. And I had to read. So my husband encouraged me to do my first MA, that was MA English, and that opened the doors. Correct. Then I started with my studies along with teaching brats like you. and
Thank you, ma'am.
and maybe because now you say that you were as naughty as us, maybe because that kept in me alive, because I was a student also and I was a teacher also, so
Yes,
I could
definitely.
correlate with you people. So
Definitely.
from there it started that I have to study, and then I started studying those subjects in which I had interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So,
the person who inculcated these habits of reading in me was my father. He was
yeah.
a very good himself reader and had a lot of knowledge. So I
Yeah.
used to sit with him, get knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to select books for me to read. And from
Great.
there, I picked up this habit of reading. And then my husband gave me a direction. Okay, you start. If you have to read, then why don't you acquire knowledge?
Correct.
So he
Correct.
took this path.
Correct.
So that is how it
Wonderful.
started.
Wonderful. So, with this, I'd like to know more about your passion. Like reading, as you rightly said, is one of your passion. Is there anything else which motivates you or keeps you going and explore you more related to your hobbies, interest, or passion?
Yeah. One thing is that, which I enjoy that interacting with young children like you. And I have realized that even at this age also, when I go and sit in a chamber,
Yeah.
and you will be surprised to know my own colleague whom I joined after doing my law was
Hmm.
also one of my students. He was the
Wonderful.
first student when I became PGT in English in Army
Hmm.
School Jabalpur. He
Yeah.
was Sanjeev Patel, and
Hmm.
I joined him, and now he is the one who is teaching me how to practice law. and
That is
and
really
now
awesome.
when I sit there and I sit with him, and
Hmm.
in the morning he interact with me that this is the case and how we are going to handle. These are the
Hmm.
complications. I feel that teaching, like, and learning from my own student, is an experience in itself. And
Correct.
you people have
Hmm.
so many things to teach us people which we never had, we didn't know at that time when we were
Yeah.
of your age.
True. True.
So
True.
this is one thing which kept me going, like learning from people, interacting with them. And I don't think I'm a person to sit at home, simply to sit at home and carry on
Hmm.
watching the TV.
Right.
So this
Right.
this kept me going,
Correct.
learning
This is
every
really
day,
awesome.
interacting with people. Yeah, that
Wonderful.
is it.
Wonderful. With this,
That is it.
I'd like to know more about your work and experience. Like you worked as a teacher, and before that, you also tried with many things. So I'd like to know more about your work and experiences.
I thoroughly enjoyed my days as teacher.
Okay.
After that, I became principal. Then principal becomes a buffer between
Okay.
management and the teachers. Okay, so
Mhm.
you get really grinded for. If you look for the benefit of the management, they are happy, but then at the cost of the teachers. So if you are looking after the teachers, then you
Mhm.
get again grinded, because then you are at the other side of the management. They don't
Correct.
like it.
Correct.
But as a teacher, my responsibility was only to teach the children and bring
Hmm.
out the best in them. So
Definitely.
those 20 years of my teaching career
Hmm.
were awesome. I really thoroughly enjoyed my profession at
Hmm.
that time.
Wonderful.
Not interested being teacher was gonna become my passion to teach.
Initially, it
It
was
became my
not
passion.
your cup of tea, but when you get into it, it became your passion.
I loved teaching. I loved teaching.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, I'd like to know about three life lessons which you have learned from your personal or professional life.
The life, teaches you many things. One of them is the most important, which I think every one of us has to learn, is that in life you stand alone,
Yes.
and you have to build your inner strength,
Hmm.
which is the one which will support you. Nobody else supports you. So that
Correct.
inner strength you have to build in your own self. So every
Definitely.
human being is an individual, and he has to fight his own battles. You can't depend on others for that.
Definitely.
That is the one lesson which I have learned in life, and which now also, even now, I tell my people, like as a principal also, I was a
Mm.
principal of co-ed school where girls were also there. I
Okay.
used to tell the parents that as a principal, I used to tell them the best gift which you can give to the girl is education, and to
Yes.
make her stand on her own feet.
Definitely.
Please,
Definitely.
that is the message which I want to give to the
Mm.
society.
Correct. Correct.
Don't make your sons understand that girl is equal, and she will take the part of her side of a property, whether you like it or not. The day you accept it, you are going to give the respect which the girl requires, because you make the girl, once I had told somebody, I said, what you make your daughters, you make your daughters beggars throughout the life. They carry on begging from the fathers, and then later on they carry on begging from their husbands.
Okay.
Please
They
make them
should be
understand.
self-dependent.
They should make
Hmm.
them independent,
Correct.
make them stand on their own feet,
Correct.
make them realize that they can also earn and they can also spend without
Right.
asking anybody else.
Right.
So
Right.
these are the two lessons which life has taught me, that you
Hmm.
stand on your own, there's nobody to support you, and second
Definitely.
is that you have to be independent if you want to stand in your life.
Definitely. Wonderful. And with this note, I'd like to know more about your vision, mission, and goal in your life for next 5 to 10 years.
For next 9 to 10 years, I may be there or I may not be there. But if I am there, my vision is to serve the society
Okay.
in whatever way I can.
Mhm.
Basically, my vision is to educate. As I enjoyed that profession, even now I
Yeah.
want to do that. If somebody gives me the choice whether you want to be a lawyer or a teacher, I would go back to the B.Ed teacher.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Mhm.
But law in itself is totally a different thing. Why it is different thing? Because we tell lies, we bold the things, we do something which as a moral person मेरे को नहीं ठीक लगती है.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel कि
I can
we should not be
understand.
bolding it. Yeah.
Correct. I can
So
understand.
if given a choice, if today also
Mhm.
say some government says that you become a director and just supervise the education of the schools, I would
Okay.
certainly offer for that.
Definitely.
Free of cost. I'm ready to do it free of cost. गाड़ी दे दो.
Definitely.
I'm interested in that.
Mhm. The traveling part should be covered by that, and you are ready to.
By them. Yeah, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to
Wonderful.
do it.
Wonderful. So
Yeah.
you are more inclined to towards the education part of the society, so that people
I'm
can.
inclined. I'm inclined to that because being an English teacher, I have realized the values which a teacher can give cannot
Correct.
be given by anybody, because
Definitely.
parents remain busy in their own life.
Yes.
When
Yes.
the child comes to us for 40 minutes, that 40 minutes he is ours. He is like a wet clay. So
Definitely.
that wet clay can be molded in whatever way you want. Whether
Definitely.
you want to waste it, you can waste it. But you can make a shape out of that wet clay, and you can give something back to the society by changing the mental attitude of the child.
Definitely. Definitely. Really wonderful thought, and I wish that you would be able to work on this very wholeheartedly with all support required. So with this,
Yes, thank you.
I'll wish you a luck.
Thank you.
Now, moving to the another question, I'd like to know if in case in future you have to write a book, what it would be and what you want to include in that book.
Jitender, in my experience, I have realized it is the suppression or the suppressed part of our society is the women. We have got many jokes on the women, okay,
Right.
that they suppress, they harass the husband or something. But this is one aspect of our society which has been always being suppressed.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
think if I will get a chance to write a book, I'm going to write a book on the true experiences of the women who have
Okay.
really suffered. who have
You
really
would be
suffered,
you would be
and they should
connecting.
be able to guide.
Okay, you would connect with those women who have suffered in their life in
Suffered.
any of the
And
form.
any of the cow, like
Mhm.
last national like we have, due to the COVID we were not having regular courts, so we
Mhm.
had a last national level lok adalat.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I remember I had attended the court, I
Mhm.
for some other reason for my own course, but I
Mhm.
was listening to the other course in which
Okay.
the lady, just
Mhm.
imagine a lady
Mhm.
who has spent 16 years of married life
Okay.
is telling the judge that she
Mhm.
cannot live with that man even for one single day.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
imagine the suffering of a woman who must have suffered for 16 years
It it uh,
just because of children.
it is a
She said,
long
I
period,
suffered because of children. It is a very long
very long
period.
period.
And what all she may have suffered. We
Correct.
can't even imagine that.
Correct.
That
And people don't
that that
understand.
that thing has brought her to the court means she has suffered a lot.
Correct. Correct. And
I want to work in that.
most women don't understand that relationship is really important, but intoxicated relationship is not. So
Not.
they need to stand on their feet and take a bow against these stereotyping things, that relationship
Yeah.
is so important that you get into the intoxicated relationship so deeply. You put yourself towards that, and that really is not advisable to any women. You have your own personality,
Not
you have
only
your own
any
worth.
woman, it is for the men also.
Correct,
And
correct,
Jitender, if
everybody.
you are born a boy and somebody is born a girl, doesn't make you apart.
Yes,
After all, you both are emotional beings. You both are
definitely.
human beings. For
Hmm.
both of them, the values should be same.
Correct, correct.
Okay. So you becoming a woman and the other girl becoming a girl doesn't mean the values for you will be different and the values for her will be different.
Definitely, definitely. And
So
wherever these, hmm,
the moment we start respecting that, I don't think we will have less of women violence against the women.
definitely,
People will
definitely.
start taking them at equal level. That is what we want.
This is one thing, and the most important thing which I believe is the value system at early childhood should be taught by parents and society in a way that they are treated equally, and anything which is not correct should not be accepted by people, for men or for women both. So it should be
Yeah, exactly.
equally treated, and the value
Yes.
system should be followed very deep heartedly. That
Yes.
teachings should be imbibed in uh, every men and women both,
From the
from
very
their childhood,
beginning, if you
from their
start,
childhood.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you start teaching them that you have to respect a woman, they will
Yes, yes,
automatically will inculcate that habit.
yes, yes,
It
yes.
will automatically come in that.
Definitely, definitely. So you
Mm.
are having thoughts to write, uh, like for these type of cases which you hear day in day out, and you would like to
Yeah.
highlight these issues.
I couldn't meet that lady again, but if I will
Mhm.
meet, I would certainly like to hear her story, and I will
Mhm.
certainly like to write these small stories about the suffering of these girls and
Yes,
how they suffered and who is. I remember when I was a child, my father used to say, if the girl
Mhm.
suffers in the house, it is the reason is because the parents were not supportive. If the
Correct,
parents
correct,
are standing behind the girl will never commit suicide. She will
correct,
never suffer.
correct.
And I agree for that. You
Mhm.
know, we make the woman weaker section because we are not giving her the support which she needs. The
Definitely.
time comes when she feels very lonely, when
Yes,
the time comes when she wants to express her feelings to somebody, the time comes when she wants to tell somebody and there is
definitely.
nobody around her.
The connection also sometimes is missing with parents, with their siblings, with their friends. Maybe this is also one of the things that they are not able to communicate well.
Yeah, you can say once I had, it was a Robert Browning's, I think, poem. I had read it,
Hmm.
and that poem, writer's name I'm forgetting, I may be wrong, but the poem stuck on my in my mind, and it is still there. He said, we as human beings are playing the role. Today you are my student.
Correct.
Okay. For somebody you are a friend. For your wife you are a husband. For your children you are a father. For your parents you are a son. So we daily in a day we play so many roles that actually what we are forgetting that. And if you look into your own self, the writer had written this. He said, if you look into your own self and to try to find out what you are, inside you are so ugly that you will not be able to face your own self.
Yes, definitely.
We have got so many faces that we have actually lost our face.
Definitely.
So what you are saying is stuck to that.
Correct.
You know, we are playing the role. We are not actually what we are.
Definitely.
So it is very important to become what we are.
Definitely.
If
so
you
we
don't
need
like
to
anything, you should have the courage to tell the person that this is wrong. Wrong.
Correct. This is also part of the. I think this should also be the part of curriculum also. How to manage relationships and how to manage intoxicated relationships, when to get into it and when to get out of it. So this should be a part of teaching to every child, not only girls but boys too.
You bring up your children in such a way that they should learn to accept this.
Yes.
That it is part of life. You move on. You remember when you people were in 11th and 12th, I used to tell you, know, now you are at the age when you are liking something different. But after 2 years, your likes will change. You will be looking for something different. And after 2 years, your life will be totally different because you are looking for something different.
Yes.
You know, that is not a common thing. Everything changes with the time. Likes change, books change.
Definitely.
Your reading habits change. Everything changes.
Yes. Definitely. Wonderful. Right. So with this, I'd like to know what has made you to get into education again and after the retirement, and that too at the age of 62 to be a lawyer.
Actually, to be a lawyer was again, I was just watching a serial on TV and discussing with my husband that law is so expensive in India that a poor man, if he has to fight the case, he really sell off everything. You know, he cannot get the law. Still can't, because our law is written way back when the Britishers wrote Indian Penal Code, and we are still continuing with that, and it is a very slow moving process. So he knew this habit, that I have the habit of reading again and again, so he just instigated me. Why don't you do it? I said, that is a good idea. So I took admission in a law college and I started studying law. After doing law, after clearing bar council examination, then I got interested in practicing.
Okay.
Because reading law and practicing law is totally different.
Correct.
Because you have to bring the judge to the point where you have to show him that what the law says and what the facts. Law, your justice depends on two things. One is fact, and the other is law. So you have to correlate these two things, and you have to bring the judge on that point. So it becomes very important. And when you are in a high court, you get only 2-3 minutes in front of, in those 2-3 minutes, you have to bring the judge on that level.
Okay.
So it is a challenge. It is a challenging thing.
Correct. Definitely, it is quite challenging because 2-3 minutes are not that sufficient.
That you can't carry on arguing. And you correctly said, like I used to teach you, now my colleague teaches me. You are going to argue on this, and this is what you are supposed to say.
Correct.
Don't
because
say
you have limited time, then you have to be as accurate as possible.
Very precise. And you have to bring him to that page number so and so, para number so and so, line number so and so. Please see that. And this is the judgment. That is the way we argue the cases.
Definitely.
So it is very interesting, but it is very challenging also.
Definitely. So what is the change, or what is the value addition or what is the opportunity you are trying to build with your practice as a lawyer?
Actually, I want to be a socially useful person, and till now, society has given me a lot of respect. I have enjoyed respect, I have enjoyed privileges which a society could give. Belonging to the upper middle class family,
Yeah.
I did it. Now, sometimes I feel that this is the time when I can help those people who have no help. So I try to do that, but it is very difficult with so many fake NGOs,
Correct.
going
Correct.
on. So probably, maybe in the near future, if I get a chance, I would certainly like to do some socially useful work.
Okay.
That is my aim. I want to do some socially useful. Maybe education. I don't mind going back again to the
Okay.
free for teaching poor people if I get the opportunity. I certainly miss those days when I used to teach, and maybe I go back again to that. So I can't say what is there in the future, but I want to be socially useful till the last day of my life.
Definitely, that is really wonderful that you are willing to work for the people who are deprived of education and other things in society. This is really wonderful. And with this, I'd like to know about your personal thing, your personal thing in the sense that you were kind of introvert or an extrovert when you were young, and what has made you to transform?
Jitender, I was extrovert because I was a sports person.
Yeah.
And my family supported me. Means my father was a very good reader himself. So he knew the value of education.
Right.
So he encouraged. My brother, my elder brother, was the one who actually, I'm talking way back in 70s.
Correct.
He used to take me with him for the English movies and to the restaurant to teach me the social etiquettes and manners.
Oh, great.
And then after marriage, it was, of course, certainly without the support of your husband, you cannot do anything.
Definitely.
He supported me. When I wanted to study, he never said no. I want to do this, he said, okay, you go ahead, do this.
Right.
If you want to do this, okay, go ahead, do.
Definitely.
That support I always had. That. So it is a family, together who really built what I am today. But life carries on, and without the support of your elders, I don't think it is easy for you to continue.
Definitely. You just mentioned that as part of your journey, your father, your brother, and your husband were your greatest support. I'd like to know more onto it, how they help you to transform yourself, or to improve your work-life balance, or to support you in your work. And apart from them, there were some other people also who supported you.
Yeah. To start with, actually, my introduction to the books was because of my father. He was an ardent reader, so he was the one who used to. And I remember way back in 60s when Femina was the most expensive magazine.
Yeah.
He had subscribed for that, and he used to pick the articles. Because in those days, girls were not that close to the parents, fathers. And now the girls are, okay?
Definitely.
So he will not directly talk to me, but he will read the magazine, pick the article, and he used to give me those articles. Then he used to get me the library, books from the library. Just imagine at the age of 9, when I was in 9th and 10th, I had already read Munshi Premchand and all these books. I had read that. Wow. He would discuss me the characters at that time.
Okay.
Then socially, I told you, we people were not very those days. That total culture was not very common.
Correct.
But it was my brother who used to take me to the restaurant.
Wonderful.
Who used to teach me how to sit on the table, how to behave when there. He is the one who introduced me to the English movies.
Okay.
And in late stage, got married to an army officer, so it was very easy for me to sail in,
Okay.
because these people live that type of a life,
Correct, correct, correct.
which for which I was brought up.
Yeah.
And after my teaching career, it was my husband, of course, who encouraged me to do LLB. But
Okay.
it was I can't deny the hand of my daughters, both Lovelina, who was your classmate, and
Yeah.
Manpreet, who who encouraged me that instead of wasting your time sitting at home and watching TV, why don't you go and practice?
Correct,
Learn
correct.
something out of it.
Definitely.
So I can't deny they were the
Mhm.
part of my growth.
And your
Both
journey
of them
was
were part of it.
full of learning new skills, new
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is full of learning.
different
And for
different
your
side of studies.
information, yeah,
Uh,
and it has not ended yet. I have
mhm.
done numerology also.
Oh,
I have done
wonderful.
astrology also.
Okay.
I've learned astrology also.
So
Now,
I was
what I
aware of
want,
10 things. Now you have added two more things.
yeah, I added two more things after last we talked. I have
Okay.
numerology. I have done advanced course. I can tell you about yourself.
Maybe
Astrology, I
later.
have not
Maybe
taken.
later.
But astrology, I have not taken that seriously, because
Okay.
I don't want to be that typical pandit type of a person making patri and all that.
Uh,
Actually,
kind
I
of.
have come across a very, very, very intelligent uh, teacher of mine
Uh,
who works on the nakshatras.
hmm. Okay.
We have the nakshatras in our astrology, and
Okay.
he works on the movement of nakshatra, and he picks up the speed of those nakshatras from NASA,
Great.
and
Yeah.
on the basis of the movement of those nakshatras he gives the prediction. So
Okay.
he's Gagan, Mr. Gagan,
Hmm.
Chandigarh based, and he is
Okay.
the one who keeps me YouTube this thing, because I insisted that if I want to learn, I will learn from you. So he
Okay.
said, "Up पढ़." I was after that कि मैंने पढ़ना
Uh,
है, आप ही
hmm.
से पढ़ना है. So now he is the one who is sending me the link. So
Yeah.
I'm studying
Definitely.
that. So
Great. Great.
you know, this is all this divine knowledge, or हमारी जो what
Hmm.
we call is the word Vedas
Now,
is not useless. There is some knowledge
so
in
they
that.
have
If
very
only
very
they were
deep
not able
knowledge.
to decode it.
Correct. Correct. Very deep knowledge. Every
They,
Veda
they,
have
they,
scientific theories also they have mentioned so
they said
minutely.
NASA has,
But the thing is,
yeah,
we don't have that kind of a skill which we can read and understand them well.
yeah.
So we have missed
I
out onto
believe,
it.
yeah, and I believe NASA has also accepted it, that what
Hmm.
that time the rishis had predicted has come true. So
Correct.
let's see
Correct.
when I will be able to complete my astrology, and then I will come to you
Definitely.
to
I
predict
love
your
to I love to be connected onto that, and we will have some more discussion onto it personally. So hope
Yeah.
Loveleen and Manpreet are also doing fine.
Yeah, they are enjoying. One is in Australia. Actually, we don't believe in the cities, we believe in the continents.
Okay.
So Manpreet
Mhm.
is in Australia, and Lovelina is in America.
Yeah.
So we are at present we are the owners of 3 continents:
Wow. Great.
Asia, America, and California.
Great. Great.
And it was
Great.
lovely
Wonderful.
talking to you.
So with this, I'd like to know about people who inspired you, who motivated you, like to be what you wanted to be or to do what you wanted to do in your life.
The people who inspired me were my own students. you, you like whether you like it or not, but now when I get my messages back from my students, and or they try to trace me and then they contact me again, that is, I always write one line to them. I said, today I have earned my salary. Because
Wow.
if the child still remembers you after 20 years and 30 years, and if the child has made an effort to find about you, or if he has come to Chandigarh, like I got there was one student, Manish, he was visiting Chandigarh, and all of a sudden he gave me a call and said, "Ma'am, where are you?" I said, "I'm in Chandigarh." He said, "I am coming in the next 15 minutes. So that was the pride moment for me.
Correct.
So the people who motivated me and who kept me going were my own students whom I taught and who are still in contact with
Definitely.
me, talk to me, or try to find me out, or try to meet me. That is one of the achievements of my life,
Great. Great.
which I am proud of.
Wonderful.
That's it.
So, with this, I'd like to understand what is your take on success, how it look likes to you.
Whether I'm successful or not is still a question, because I have changed my profession so many times. Like I was a teacher, then I became a principal, and then
Now,
now
lawyer.
I become a lawyer, and
Yeah.
now I am a struggling lawyer. I keep on asking my student, Sanjeev, when my practice will start. So he gets irritated sometimes. He says, "Ma'am, your practice has already started."
You're already practicing
When
already.
people come to you and
Yeah.
ask your advice, means you are practicing.
Yes.
Still,
Yes.
you are asking me this question. So,
Hmm.
whether I am successful or not is still a question
Hmm.
which I won't be able to answer. But certainly, today, if I am still active, today, if I am still been able to talk to people, meet people, or could solve their problem and could do something, I feel I am a successful person.
Wonderful.
So that is
Really
that is there.
wonderful. Really wonderful.
That
With
is-
this note, we are moving on to the last section, last question. So, any message or advices you would like to share with our viewers and listeners?
I has already told you. I said my problem, basic two problems which I have told you already.
Hmm.
Please educate your children how
Definitely.
to behave in the society,
Correct.
whether he is a boy or a girl. Okay.
That is
And
really
second
important.
thing, please give a good base to your daughters, so
Definitely.
that they could stand on their own feet and they become independent.
Yes.
Teaching is not only teaching what we teach in the books.
Yeah.
Teaching is the human values, which is
Correct.
very important.
Correct.
If you are not taught human values to your children, that you have not taught them anything. And
Yes.
society cannot survive without the human values. So this is the
Definitely.
message which I want to give it to all the parents. Whether
Definitely.
you are taught boys or you got a girl, please teach them the human values. What are the human values? Without that, we can't.
These are really important for any society.
Yeah.
Whether like you want to build their career, whether you want to build them overall, this is the basic thing that they need to inculcate so that they can be self-reliant, self-dependent, and they grew in their life to a great extent. For that, it
And
is really
respect
important.
for others.
Correct.
And respect for others. That is there.
Correct. Correct.
That's a very important thing. Yeah.
Correct. And lastly, I'd like to thank you, ma'am, because interviewing your own teacher is kind of a big achievement for the student. And this is the time when I'm feeling pride. And I am like honored to have you on my platform. So it was really amazing thing for me. And you have also shared really wonderful insights, really amazing facts. And for that, I'd like to thank you, ma'am. I really enjoyed our conversation and looking forward to hearing more from your side. So thank you so very much.
Any time, you're most welcome to call me up. And this was matter of pride for me when you contacted me and said, "Ma'am, I want to interview you," because I never thought that I am that important a person that you will be calling me up. Though I have been listening to your blogs and I have been listening to the others' interviews, so I never thought that you will put me on that platform. Thanks a lot, and may
Thank you,
God
ma'am.
always bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Also, I would be sharing your social media link so that anybody who is having any concerns related to law, since you already help people
Anytime.
onto that, so they can
Yes.
be in touch with you and take your help wherever possible. So,
Certainly.
guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and enjoyed watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good time. Thank you, and bye bye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.